I don't know what to do. I am so bored. Is this you? Bored out of your mind with Tears of the Kingdom? Well, you're not alone. Many people just like you are facing this boredom issue right now. So that's why I'm here, to completely destroy any bit of boredom you have and reignite your burning passion for the game. Starting with one of the best things that you can do when you're bored, shooting yourself in the foot. Well, kind of. Okay, what I mean by this is to make the game even harder for yourself in combat than it's supposed to be. We've been given some extremely versatile abilities that allow us to have almost infinite ways to approach combat, but this sometimes leads to combat feeling too easy, sometimes way too easy, like comically easy. But if you shoot yourself in the foot by not allowing yourself to dodge attacks, only using low damage weapons, no armor, only Ultra Hand creations, region locked weapons, no weapons at all, or only attacking an enemy camp with a laser emitter, you can turn Tears of the Kingdom combat into a Souls-like challenge. My favorite thing to do is trying to take out a monster camp without dodging and only using the weapons I get from killing the monsters. This means starting with nothing but your bare fists. And for even more of a challenge, you can sell your hearts back down to 3 to really give yourself no room at all for error. And if you find that combat is challenging for you, then learning new fighting methods and how to dodge enemy attacks is a great way to improve. There aren't a lot of glitches, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Learning these will completely change the way you play. From combat glitches that can add a whole new depth to fighting, like shield block reset, to movement glitches that will launch you across the map, like the recall spear thing. Another great thing to do when bored is to get your bachelor's in Hyrule Engineering. Ultra Hand might just be the coolest ability ever added to a video game, as it allows for endless construction and creation in a non-sandbox world. You can create moving homes, weapons of mass destruction, and even new minigames. Yeah, that's right, new minigames. You can play basketball with hydromelons, create complex climbing obstacle courses, or even make a musical instrument using stakes. You can also use Ultra Hand to set your own challenge runs, like trying to fly across the map without charging your Zonai batteries, trying to get across the map using as little Ultra Hand parts as possible, or even creating multi-stage rockets to get to world height as fast as you can. If you want to see more videos about just the things you can do with Ultra Hand, leave a comment down below on what you'd want to see, and you could be in an upcoming video. What might be obvious is trying to go for 100%. I know, everyone says this, but the amount of content is actually crazy, including all the side quests, completely new areas, and 1,000 new Korok puzzles. I guarantee you haven't even come close to completing the game. And if you have, feel free to yell at me about it, I guess. But for the 90% of you who haven't, getting a full completion in this game is super rewarding and a lot of fun. And even though there are 1,000 Koroks, they only count for 36% of the game's completion, not the 72% they counted for in Breath of the Wild. Just shows how much more there is to do. Or you could take a complete 180 and make a new account and restart. Replaying the game is always a lot of fun and can completely cure your boredom, as it allows you to experience everything differently. And if you want an even more different experience, you could set a challenge run for yourself, like permadeath, where you have to restart when you die, eventide challenge, where you have to drop all your current weapons, nuzlocke, where you can't reuse a weapon if it's already broken, making fuse more essential, or pacifist, where you try to get as far in the game as you can without fighting any enemies. Now, I'm not the smartest, so I reached out on my community tab and asked what are some things that you guys like to do when you're bored. And well, some of you had some really good ideas. Starting with Scarlet Sketch's suggestion of talking to as many NPCs as possible. Doing this will start to flesh out the world a lot more and give you a much firmer grasp on what's going on in Hyrule. You'll also run into some really cool characters that you had no clue ever existed. Super Mega suggests looking at your hero's path to try to find a place you haven't been to yet. And I think that this is an amazing idea, as you'll be able to find a bunch of new areas that you've never been to, which is always fun. And while you're out exploring, you can cut some grass. It's actually really relaxing and fun, and with Fuse you can create some crazy weapons that turn Link into a true lawnmower. Rub advocates for the destruction of Koroks, which everyone is always down for. You can create your most insane contraptions of mass destruction and see how a helpless Korok fares against it. I have yet to destroy one, as they seem to be invincible. I think we have completely underestimated these little green men, and next game they'll have just taken over all of Hyrule. Just make sure to do this before you complete all the Koroks, or else you'll have none to torture. And Gavin says he watches me while I sleep. That's cool, I guess. Well, anyways, if you enjoyed this video or have any suggestions for things you like to do when bored, let me know, and check out this video about where I ranked every single armor set in the game. I promise the results will surprise you.